So, you have come. And if you forgive me, I must ask, why? Why? You turn out year after year for the same stale songs and pageantry. Don't you ever tire of it? The noble, the gallant father, the flawless child, laid out in straw, few rustic shepherds, and for wise men for sophistication. Yes, it's poetic, I'll give you that. History on a sweet fairy tale scale. And if you don't mind my saying so, I don't think you're the fairy tale type. No. I think you've come here for other reasons. I'll tell you a secret. I think you've come here, some of you, because it's familiar. You crave the small comfort of familiarity. It's another end of another long year. And you're tired. And you don't want to think about all the things you didn't do and all the days that have come and gone and will never come again and all the responsibilities, pains, frustrations will still be dark and waiting when this precious holiday is over. Or perhaps there are some of you still have an emptiness, a kind of longing for some direction, some meaning. And here where people see angels and the star shows a clear, unmistakable way, you think you might yet even stumble on that something that will change everything. You're chasing something, my friend. You might call it Christmas, but it's a little more than that. You're chasing something elusive, something wonderful, some dream, some feeling, some wanting. You haven't quite put a name to it. Something. Or is it a someone? They want you to believe that pastors, ministers, Sunday school teachers, missionaries, they all want you to believe that if you find Him, and if you worship Him, and if you lay your whole life out before Him like a Magi's gold, all will be well. Your mind will rest. Your soul will sing. Your heart will bubble forth with joy. And the bluebird of happiness will fly over the rainbow and carry your every fear away. It doesn't work. You think if you find Him here, your problems will be over? If you find Him here, your problems have just begun. Ask me. Ask me. What becomes of one who sees the dream, who comes face to face with that beautiful child? I know. I was there. Yeah. In a place like this, they always tell you about the truth. They often fail to mention truths have consequences. You know, you're all probably entirely familiar with the truth of the Christmas story. Meet the consequences. 3 loyal soldiers of the king, Paulus Taurus Gallio, Paulus the smartest, born soldier, veteran, Taurus, the strongest, a man who makes things happen, and Gallio, the youngest, earnest, eager to prove himself, dependable. Attention, gentlemen. The king has a job for you, a job vital to national security, a mission so crucial it is to be entrusted to you three, and you alone. It is a matter, and I use the king's own words, of life and death. You will remember those strangers came through here weeks ago, men from the east, men in search of a newborn king, a king of the Jews, they said. I need not remind you how pleased His Majesty was to hear that, nor of the instructions he gave those strangers to return as soon as possible with the location of this new young monarch. Well, they haven't come back. And it is His Majesty's conviction they won't be back. And that someone will have to go and fetch them. Paulus, that someone will be you. Taurus, there are men in Bethlehem who say that shepherds have been in contact with this baby in the last few weeks. Get over there and find out what they know. And Gallio, you will find in the temple an elderly woman, a prophetess, they say, named Abana, I think. She has been with this baby in the last few days to the bottom of it. Gentlemen, I cannot stress enough the importance of success and of secrecy. Get this baby back, or else. The king is not in a forgiving mood as usual. Now you have your instructions. Are there any questions you understand? I will not be able to accompany you. The king has given me a special assignment. You know what you're to do. Now remember, gentlemen, this is a matter of life and death. Yours.
Beautiful? No, not especially. No baby is especially beautiful, except perhaps to its own mother, of course. A glow or special smile? No, just gurgles and squawks and those great, terrible yawns, but nothing more. Nothing special. No, this I never said. No great beauty, I said. No angelic glow, but nothing special. Deborah, every baby is special. And this one I believe most of all. Ruth, I know this because Jehovah reveals it to me. It is He who led me to that small child, and He whispers in my soul, and I listen. I listen, and it is He who tells me this is the one. Yes, Deborah, He is the promised one. He is indeed the Messiah. Excuse me, my friends will need to talk a little bit more later. It appears this young man wishes a word with me.
You're the one they call Anna.
I am.
Well, I come in the name of...
Herod, the king.
Yes. How'd you know?
Well, it's not very difficult to guess. You wear the red for one thing, and There's this air of superiority about you, which all who associate with this king seem to carry about them like perfume. And there is the fact that I've never seen you in this temple before, which suggests you are no young seeker who longs for the insights of the old and the faithful. So please, tell me your name.
My name is not relevant.
Oh, it is relevant to me. Come now, humor an old woman.
Gallio. The name is Gallio. And
Gallio, let's see, that's, he who lives on milk. Huh. How do you do, Gallio?
Fine, thank you. And I believe
Oh,
that...
I am fine as well.
Yes, well, His Excellency demands that I should come and require
To
that...
see what I know about a baby. Well, that's rather amusing. He who lives on milk looking for a newborn. Irony.
How'd you know I was looking for a baby?
Oh, I'm a prophetess. Or didn't they tell you?
No, they told me. I just... How long have you been able to see things?
See things? What do you mean? What things?
The future, the minds of men. How long have you been able to have this gift?
So, it's magic that you're looking for. Okay. All right, give me your hand. All right. I'm seeing. I see a woman. Oh, a very lovely woman. Not very bright, but very tall, very curvy. Oh, with a very large dowry. Is that what you want? It's not like that. I conjure no visions.
Well, then how do you see the future?
I don't see the future. I see the truth.
But how? I mean, how are you able to...
Ah, well, see, that's very different. That's a great mystery. Would you really like to know?
If you like.
All right, well, then I'll tell you. I almost always find the truth about things because I look for it.
I don't...
I said I look for it. I look for the truth and I find it. See, most people don't really want to know the truth, so they don't end up seeing it. A soldier of the king, and yet you don't know this? The hard thing in life, young man, is not finding what you're looking for, it's knowing what you're looking for.
Well, I'm looking for a baby.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
You're a prophetess. You should see in my eyes something as simple as this.
Well, I know one thing. You will not find what you seek.
Why not if I know what I'm looking for?
Because what you're looking for does not exist. You are looking for a threat to your king, and he has convinced you that that threat is a baby, and he is wrong. You can tell him I said so.
That wouldn't be healthy for either of us.
Oh, I'm an old woman, Gallio. What do I have to be afraid of? You? You choose to fear a sick and crazy old man who would murder his own shadow if he thought it would bleed. The threat to Herod lies in his own heart and in his fears and in all of his jealousy.
Will you be quiet? Maybe you haven't heard, woman, but this man has crucified people for a lot less than what you are saying.
Yeah, a king who executes people for believing in the truth? No wonder you choose to serve him.
With all due respect, woman, he is the only king in town.
Not anymore. I have met the heir apparent.
So you have seen him.
I have seen him.
And where is he now?
The truth?
The truth.
The truth is, I found him here. In a place dedicated to God. And now he is here. For that same reason. Can you keep a secret? This child will always come to a place reserved for him.
Well, woman, I'm not here to play games.
Why don't you call me by my name?
What?
Why don't you call me by my name? You keep calling me woman, and yet I've told you my name. Have you forgotten it?
No, it's, Anna. Right. Anna, so the king requires
You
me that...
mean Herod.
Yes. King Herod, he demands
You
that I
see,
should...
this is a problem for you, Gallio. Addressing people by their proper names.
I don't see how that's...
No, you don't see how it makes any difference. But it does make a difference. If you can't recognize things, ideas, people for who they really are, how will you ever know the truth?
The truth about what? Anna?
About anything. A baby, for instance. A baby named Jesus. A child born in a stable. No different to look at, perhaps, than 1,000 other babies, except that his name is Jesus, which means God saves, and which in his case is especially appropriate because he is no ordinary baby, but a child born of God. A child brought forth to live among us, to show us the ways of his Father, and to save us from our sins and self-destruction.
Oh boy.
You think I'm wrong?
I think you're crazy.
Why? Because I know something you do not? Because I have found truth in a place you haven't even looked? Because I believe in something you can't even care to imagine? Or because I know what I'm looking for and have found it? For which of these do you pronounce me mad, Gallio?
Look, just tell me, where is it?
Who?
The babe? Jesus.
In truth, I don't know. The child and his family were here a few days ago and, well, they left no forwarding address.
Good day, ma'am.
Gallio, one last secret. You will not find him, but he will never leave you.
What does that mean?
This child is the fulfillment of a prophecy I waited for all my life. A long and rich life it has been. So please, take my word for this. You cannot catch this baby Jesus, but you can go to him.
I'm not gonna stay here and listen to your riddles.
Then hear a truth. You will not catch this child for Herod. You will not. A person can only find God for himself. And when you find him that way, when you want nothing more on earth than to know this truth for yourself, he will not be hard to find. Not hard at all.
Anna, you never told me. What does your name mean?
Grace.
Leo, oh my. You would not believe it. Oh, how the people, they stood up straight and listened to me talk about the angels. Oh, wow. I mean, it seemed like they just wanted me to go over it again and again, just talking about it. Wow.
That's great. Now taste this.
What? Ew. What? It's honey.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I don't want to tell you, when I was telling them about the angels singing, oh, it's just that they just stood up straight, and they reared back, and they were ready to listen.
Is this any better?
Oh, man, no. What did you put in that?
Honey.
Honey? Tastes like something the baby spit up.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, well, speaking of babies, how about the way that baby in the manger looked at me? Oh, so special. There's something special about that baby. Oh, hello.
Please, go on.
Why, Leah,
I'm a soldier of the king, here on the king's business. And you were talking about a baby.
Well, I don't know. We don't.
It just so happens I'm very interested in a baby.
Well, sir, I'm sure you understand that We don't know anything.
Tell me, is it true they say some people saw, what you call them, angels?
Oh, well, sure, I saw angels.
One or two, perhaps?
Oh, one or two? Friend, I saw thousands of them. I mean, they filled the sky, and the songs they sang.
Angels sing?
Oh, yes, sir. And, oh, so beautiful, so sweet. Glory to the God on high.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, you gotta understand, it's a bit more impressive when the sky is filled with angels. You know, just much better.
Did they say anything about, a baby?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, the leader of them, I think one of them seemed to say...
Behold,
What's that?
Oh, behold, that's a little joke my wife and I have. What one of them said was, behold, I bring you great tidings of good joy. Yeah.
good tidings of great joy. Good tidings of great joy. Come on, get it right. It's an angel talking.
What? What, if anything, did the angel say about a baby?
Well, okay, I'm getting to that, okay? They said, I bring you good tidings of great joy. Okay, that's the, the good news part, okay? But what they said about the baby was that into this city of David is born to you a Savior, Jesus Christ. For all of us, to deliver us. You too, huh? What do you think about that? To deliver you too. That they, yeah, well, I mean, they did say peace, goodwill towards all men, all people.
Did they say anything about what the baby looks like?
Swaddling clothes. Swaddling
Excuse me?
clothes. They wrap babies in them, and he was wearing some. Oh, and he was lying in a manger.
Manger?
A manger. You people put your Messiah in a feeding trough?
Oh, no, not usually.
So, where is he now?
Who?
The baby, you idiot! Where did they put him?
Well, we just saw him the one time, and oh, we don't know. Oh, we don't know. I don't know.
I'm done fooling around with the two of you. The king wants that baby. He doesn't want silly stories about peace on earth and angels. He wants the baby, and he wants him now. So, either you take me to the baby, or I take you to Herod. So, which is it going to be? Oh, hey, is that pudding?
Why, yes, pudding.
May I?
Certainly.
You don't know that,
Delicious.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love this. My grandmother used to make it. Well, I'll be right with you.
Hey, if he likes our delicious pudding, why don't you give our guests some more?
Oh, please.
You don't think it's too sweet?
Oh, that? No, it's great.
Because some people do, Like my husband, he gags on it. He wanted to throw it out. Can you believe it? I guess for him it was just a little bit too gooey, not to his taste. But for you, it's a wonderful surprise. It's connecting you, yes, to somebody you love. It's I don't know, satisfying.
Absolutely.
Well, that is exactly what my husband has been saying to you, and that's how it seems to me and to everyone that lives here. It's a connection. It's a connection between us and the God that we love. Now, I know that you have many gods and worship many gods, and I'm sorry, maybe none. But for us, there's just one. And the promise of this baby is, well, it's deeply satisfying.
All right.
Wait, I know that these things may seem hard to swallow for you, but for us, they reach something in our souls. They solve a hunger in our souls. Will you kill a good man for that? Would you kill a baby? Would you take away the very thing that feeds us?
Let's go.
All right, fine. Then there's nothing that I can do, nothing more than just throw this out, I guess.
Hey, wait, you don't have to do that.
Why not? He hates it.
But I don't. Hey, look, don't waste it.
Now that would be a waste, wouldn't it? To destroy something precious to one person because it means nothing to another. Soldier, have you ever longed for anything deep in your soul? Ever?
Your husband for the pudding.
You will return the gold.
Wait. I hope you appreciate her.
Do you know what you need? A bit of honey.
Oh, may I help you? Yeah. You got any water? Come a long way?
From Jerusalem. Got anything to eat? Seen any strangers around here?
No, only people I don't know, like you.
People like you passing through, you know, in a hurry.
You seem to be in a bit of a hurry.
Well, that's because I'm chasing a baby. Actually, that's not true. I'm chasing some men from the east. They're the ones after the baby. You ever been east?
How far east?
Pretty far.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm. Got your camel out there?
Oh, yes. She came up late a little way back.
Mm. So did you boys find the baby?
Yes,
Where?
in Bethlehem.
And why didn't you come back?
Well, I was told not to.
By
God?
and who is God? To countermand the orders of a king.
He is God, and in this case, he's also the child's father.
The child's father. Your new king is a son of a god.
Not a son, but the son, and not a God, but the God. I understand there's only one of each.
You must be joking. You're a bigger fool than I thought. I just didn't think that was possible.
You know, if you don't mind my saying so, that might be your problem.
And what's that?
You have an insufficient lack of grasp of what's possible.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have no doubt that in your long and honorable career, Herod has perhaps left you with a lack of capacity of understanding any other.
Any other what?
King, they're not all like him, you know.
Is that so? Well, let me tell you. I haven't been everywhere. I haven't seen them all, but I have seen a few. Kings, governors, prefects, what have you. And they're all pretty much the same. Oh, sure, Herod's a bit more rough than some, but he's no different. Selfish, power mad, oblivious to any need other than his own. Paranoid, cruel. Well, next thing you know, you'll have me talking treason.
But not all kings are like that. Some kings come to serve rather than to be served. Some kings show concern, even compassion for their subjects.
I've never met a king like that.
Never?
Never.
Sure you have.
No, You're a king? Whereabouts?
In the east.
So, you got any proof, Your Highness?
Not unless you read Persian.
So what's your point?
If a king can show compassion, say, share food and drink with one sent to kill him, why couldn't God?
Because the gods All right. A god has no need to show compassion. If he were real, he could squish us like insects.
You don't look very squished to me. You know, I do not assume that you're ignorant because you do not read Persian. Why would I assume God was cruel? Because I do not speak his language?
I don't think I know anyone that speaks the god's language.
Perhaps that is why he sent his son.
Why would your God, why would any God send his son to live in a world like this, especially a sheep-dipped town like Bethlehem?
That is an excellent question, and one I cannot answer. But it is a curious thing to go about squishing us, as you say. Perhaps he's entrusting us with something infinitely precious.
Infinitely precious. In Bethlehem. You tell me you're a king. You've come all this way, all this long way. Why? For a baby? Herod's a mere 5 miles from here, and he didn't bother to show. 5 miles, and he sent you? Why would any king make such a journey?
Have you ever longed to find something bigger than yourself?
I never thought to find it in a baby.
I followed the star. You must have seen it. It filled the sky for months.
I've seen it.
I've studied it, as I've studied all the stars. And I've never seen another one like it. I tell you, sir, that when the heavens unfold their glory so majestically, and all that is above is revealed, well, I thought I'd come and see what all the fuss was about. Oh, and to offer my gift.
Your gift?
Yes, nothing to be such worthy as a child, but, you know, I feel like when heaven gives me something, that I should give something back in return.
So tell me, what are they giving the Son of God this season?
One thing or another, I brought a bit of gold. Not that the child needs it, mind you, but also something more precious.
More precious than gold? Like what?
Time. Great deal of time. And distance, enormous distance. The journey was my greatest gift.
And was the baby worth it? Was he all that you'd expect?
I had no expectations. How can one have some expectations with someone so unpredictable as God? It was a baby, no more, no less. But a baby is life, and life is everything. And when life is born of love, well, what can be more beautiful than that?
A poet as well as a king.
But the baby. And to look upon this gift from heaven, and to see that this is the face of God. That was worth any journey, around the world or even a single step.
How can you know? How can you be so sure?
I know.
So, tell me, what is to become of a child who can already weave such spells on shepherds and kings?
Indeed. Well, you know, if you take him to Herod, you'll never learn the answer.
Well, I can't go back empty-handed.
No, of course not. That is why I'm not going back.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice.
Oh, everyone has a choice.
And what choice is that?
Well, the same choice that each man has, life or death.
You never said I'd bring you back alive.
My dead body won't help you with Herod.
You obviously never met Herod. He killed 2 of his own sons, pretty much for the fun of it.
You see, life or death.
What do you mean?
You can stand with Herod, who has killed his own sons, and yours too, for reasons only you can understand. Or you can stand with the God who sent his son to dwell among us, for reasons that you could only imagine.
Possibility of life or certain death. It's not an option a soldier gets often.
Where are you going?
To find something greater than myself. And to perhaps learn if this God you believe in is real and as compassionate as you think he is.
You surprise me.
Well, maybe that is because you don't have a sufficient grasp of what's possible.
At least the baby in his family went to Egypt.
Captain, what now? Hollis has fled. He won't bring the strangers back. They say this baby is the child of God and soon to be king. We must get out of here. It's not safe. We must flee too. Oh, Jerusalem.
So, they have failed. And you'll remember I told the soldiers that Herod had entrusted me with a special assignment. I suppose now is as good a time as any to tell you what it is. Or have you already guessed? Herod, a hard man. But he's no fool. He knows the power of innocence is only a deeply corrupt man can. There was always a danger that those soldiers, like the Magi, wouldn't come back with the prospect of killing one tiny baby. It would be too daunting even for their hardened sensibilities. Anyone who knows history or human nature can tell you death of a baby is a tragedy. But the death of hundreds, statistic. So, under my supervision, selected soldiers from Herod's personal guard went about murdering the babies of Bethlehem. All the babies of Bethlehem. You're thinking, what kind of monster does such a thing? I can assure you, no monster. No, I'm just a man. Man, no different from any of you. Yes, I can say that. I can say that with absolute assurance. Because I will admit something most of you will not. I will admit that Herod was right. Herod was right. That any decision made about that baby is a matter of life and death. Given that, many of you will make the same choice that I did. You have the chance to save your old life, to keep your place and position and self-image intact. If only you can silence the voice of that child. If only you can convince yourself that he's not who they say he is. That his life was lost. His life was innocent. But its loss has no real bearing on yours, one way or the other. You can move on. Then you can go on. You don't have to lose anything. You don't have to change anything. You can save yourself. Save your own life. Can you honestly tell me it's any different? Silencing that tiny cry in the night, or silencing that quiet voice in your soul. I tell you, anytime a man, a woman, a group of men, or a culture, or a nation even, moves to silence that child, you can hear the echo of that bloody night in Bethlehem. That's why you don't talk about me in your Christmas sermon, in your holiday pageantry. Not that you don't understand me. It's the angels and magi and shepherds that you can't quite comprehend. I'm as familiar as your next sin. I'm a reminder that this isn't about a warm, fuzzy feeling in the candle's glow. This is about life and death. Yours. Me? Mine? Celebrate with me. Celebrate the Son. Celebrate the gift. Share the gift. That Jesus, that baby, I never could find in the place of his birth. I met finally in the place of his death. We were put on a crucifixion detail. When I looked up, there he was. I watched him up on that cross for a long time. And I finally realized what they had been saying about him. Truly, truly, this was the Son of God. Truly. So, Galileo.
You know, it probably won't surprise you that Anna was right. We never did find that baby Jesus. But in the end, they say if you chase something long enough, it's liable to catch up with you, and that's exactly what happened. The child Jesus caught up with us. And King Herod, he didn't live forever. So before we knew it, we were back in service. It was years later. Paulus, his servant, was dying. And someone had told him about a strange teacher who had the power to heal. Some said it was the Son of God. And Paulus had a wonderful grasp on what's possible, took a chance on God's compassion. I don't know how that servant was healed. As for Taurus here, with his considerable experience, led him to the most important assignment, guarding the tomb of that same teacher. I guess you heard what happened. The empty grave was the end of his career. That doesn't bother Taurus much. All he ever wants to do is talk about angels. As for me, that Jesus I never could find at the place of his birth. I met finally at the place of his death. We were put on crucifixion detail, and when I looked up, there he was. I watched him for a long time on that cross. When he died, something inside of me died too. It was just doubt. Standing there, I finally realized what Anna was talking about this whole time. Truly, truly, this was the Son of God. If you know that, there's not much more I can tell you. But if you don't know how to find Jesus, just sit still, very still. He'll find you.
time we